Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have two Divine Masculine Twin Flame reads for you today. Read number 2 is on the table, and I'm going to show you read number 1, and we're going to get right into it. So take a deep breath. Okay, I'm going to pull a card from the energy deck first. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill the empty space with beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, here we have the energy deck for you guys. We have woman holding a coin. Okay, but in this deck, she's a little bit severe. So she could be a bit of a hard-nosed person that you're dealing with, a mother, kind of a bit of dark energy there. And we have thinking woman as well. 47 is the 7 of Cups. And 7 of Cups is the, it's all about synchronicities and having options, perhaps illusions if you have too many choices. But this is really more about getting into the intellectual side of things. So we have a woman holding a coin and the intellectual woman there. And then we have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, with the throat chakra activated for the masculine energy here, and that's 39, the Knight of Cups. So we have the 2 of Cups here, but I don't know if that's going to be the most, lovey-dovey kind of relationship. It's more of a partnership, financial or business relationship there. And then the intellectual woman, and then the man whose throat's being activated with the Knight of Cups, perhaps offering love. This is somebody who might have a lot of options, but they're deciding how they want to go forward in their mission, in their work, whatever they want to do. Sorry about the distractions. I have children home, so they might go in and out of the door. And we have the underlying energy of rest and rejuvenation. 19 is the Sun. We'll pull them again after this read. This can represent a mother and two adult children as well. So a lot of people might be hanging out with their children, like I have my kids home right now. All right, so we're going to get right into this first read. This first read, I have the full picture for you here. Okay, this is the read I'm going to tell you first. And then we have the read in front of you, which is this read. That's the basic read, and then the full read here. Okay? So you can take a shot of that if you want to follow the cards as they go. So this first read was done, it's for yesterday, the 15th, but it was done the night before. The major arcana, and again, this is a 7-deck read for those of you not familiar with my reads. I have the SIRIAN STARSEED deck is the main deck for the read, but I also have the Rider-Waite Mini, the Romance Angels, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, as well as the Gilded Tarot and the Universal Golden Tarot. And it is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flame, so it will affect the masculine within the feminine as well. And it is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit your situation. There's a lot of energy on the table. So this first read here, we have major arcanas of Starseed, which is like the Fool, Reason, which is like the Emperor, Guidance, which is like the Hierophant, and Indigo, which is like the Magician. And then before the read, because I always pull a few cards on either side of the read, before the read, we had Ascension, which is like the World card. The court cards, we have Page of Wands and King of Cups. And also the Knight of Swords came up before the read. We had 1 cup, 4 swords, and 2 wands. There were no pentacles in this read. We did have triple fives as far as the numbers, double nines and double tens. So a lot of change. And then the 9-10 began again and again and again. And the code line was all about music and communication. And the 2 of orbs was significant here, and the 5 of orbs. And 5 of orbs is like the enemy type energy, being at war, the war within. And the 2 of orbs perhaps being of 2 minds, knowing and perhaps keeping to yourself, or knowing and pretending that you don't know. So there's a couple different energies that come up with that. Idiot Savant came up, as well as turf wars and bridging left, or the feminine energy in their knowing. Again, this is for the divine masculine. Edward Scissorhands came up in divide and go, regarding communication with music perhaps, in a show of power. Some of the other numbers that came up, the code line was all about the number 7 from 5 and 2. We also had 142, 555, like I told you, 99, which is a lot of compassion, 1010, which is a very high vibration, to keep your vibration high. 25 is the Knight of Wands, 59 is the 5 of Swords, 58 is the 4 of Swords, 23 is the King of Wands, 35 the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, 57 is the 3 of Swords, 78 is the 8 or the 10 of Pentacles, the end of the tarot, and then 8, 9, 10 begin again and again. So regarding that code line, we also had the Divine Feminine, perhaps at the Moral Man, with the temperature rising in wartime, bridging and toggling up or toggling left, knowing that Jesus, or the templating of the Divine Masculine, is showing their power or their indigo side. The feminine, it's reminding the masculine to use the feminine to toggle up, because the moral man is still the masculine energy. It's not the etheric energy. So it's reminding them to use their feminine energy as a toggle of the moral man to toggle up, especially when the temperatures are rising in the heart or at war, with the dance, the woof or the BS, the howl or the poops. Their dogs were definitely coming up here. Who let the dogs out? Woof, woof, right? So the indigo side of the Divine Masculine is coming up here to be seen, and communicating with music. So the feminine at turf, so they're on their home ground, in their chakra system, which is that feminine connection to the etheric realms. The feminine, and also Ivy was coming up here, of thoughts and words, right? That never-ending stream. The dance of the 8, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. The woo for BS, or cutting through the crap, cutting to the chase. The number 90 came up, or the 9th dimension, the chakra system and the God human, or it's go time with music and communication. And serenading was definitely coming up, communicating through music. The Divine Feminine on the home turf with the never-ending stream of thoughts and words. The Divine Masculine dances, howls, poops. The dogs are out. The Divine Masculine's indigo side and serenading. Idiot Savant and turf wars. The bridge, or dances over the bridge over troubled water, and dances with wolves. Edward Scissorhands, and ends the rave with a serenade to his beloved, known as the Twin Flame Wave. So we start out with the Starseed card in this first read, which is like the Fool. It was reversed, so in this position, but this is not the correct read. Okay, so it's the first one I showed you. Beneath it was the 7 of Cups upright, the King of Swords upright, the Ascension card upright, which again is the World, and the 10 of Wands upright. Falling on face from grace or lacking faith, after synchronicities, options, heaven in their eyes, and confusion, the King of Swords is upright, comes full circle with the World, completion, or the sealed Divine Feminine, hard work, a burden, or falling foolishly, or this is his perspective on the feminine. In the aftermath of the Queen of Pentacles, in slow motion, synchronicities the dance of illusion. The Page of Wands inspired and implementing a plan. For lovers, King of Wands reversed, tired, sick of confusion or illusion. The Page of Wands over the drama and the cleanup. Strategizing over the Queen of Pentacles, lovers in a twist of fate, and the King of Wands reversed, sick or exhausted or done with options. Just wants the one. They don't want to have to choose anymore. The Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, and Gemini came up here, and the Two of Cups upright with the Devil, the Pact with the Devil, the burden, the hard labor, or a Capricorn or partner is a burden. The High Priestess, secret, intuition, looking back, choosing the path of the Viking, the olive head or olive oil, and that can reference Popeye as well, salty and peppery, living in the past, cross bones, give a dog a bone, clinging to the traditional X's and Akashic records, and continuous growth without doing a thing. But hold on for the ride, hook in third eye, remote steering committee, hook on train to lift it up and out of the way, as to not trip up, avoid landmines, missed the first time around at 7:46. So 7 is the Chariot and 46 is the Six of Cups, the kids in the garden. Or he's tired of exposed piping and footing in the ceiling. 3 wands in the past, down to 2 wands to choose from. Odd man out. The Viking gets shipped, holding on to the right but choosing the left world. Or foolishly falling for X again when you had the world in your left. Stars are out, healing and dreams come true. The Six of Cups, nostalgia with kids or memories of old. Powerless to losing patience or fallen angel. Expensive curtains and lots spent on planters. Past sweet gestures to one another. Then financially drained, dependent, or losing money, power, and independence, and no longer patient. Fallen angel or Sagittarius reversed and Aquarius upright. 2 together, 1 has fallen apart. Attraction comes up here, and beneath that for the masculine was soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So closing the distance gap, knowing and still refusing advances, the Empress over romance between twisted pillars with olive branch overextended. The frog caught then in the woods with their pants down. The frog caught them in the woods with their pants down. Roses and bow, snake charmer now with information to tie his arms with. Red boots with evidence perhaps from a PI, or bugs planted in conch shell or family crest or lovebird shield or leather patch artwork. Lustful, prideful, conceited woman under the guise of wearing nature. Healing is number 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and creativity number 3, which is the Empress, about Mother Nature as well. We have separation, heartache, losing battle of third party, social distancing and bad influences, overindulgers, gluttony, and loyal humble servant, and the Queen of Cups with unhappy family, or done with family or emotional cycle of their world being upside down, needing closure, or upside down world comes between the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups reversed family, or emotionally unfulfilled, Cinderella longing for her frog. Incomplete or sealed divine feminine in the 5D world, falling for fool, who's falling for X, who's fallen angel, caught with their fallen pants, and healing. Recently is the King of Cups upright, looking back at being injured and left behind, while another chose a new path or decided for them both. Split, lies, divides, and cutting through the BS, offering time, money, and effort, or a payoff to a Leo to be strong or to tame the beast, or keep them quiet. The foundation here is the Ten of Swords reversed. The worst is over as the bliss sets in. The Chariot's upright, bold move, travel to one stressed out, suffering in silence, purging up nights, POW of the dark night. Transporting POW to another location, death camps, nightmares come up here, and bridge over River Kwai, which was based on information about the bridge in Thailand, actually. So this was from 1957. The British POW colonel orders men to build their Japanese captor a bridge, railway bridge in the jungle. So they were all POWs, but the colonel, I guess, decided to make the best of his situation and his talents and actually help the Japanese to build this bridge. Not that he had much of a choice. He could have been killed instead. But this is Sri Lanka and Ceylon, based on the Burma-Siam Railway, where 13,000 POWs died and are buried there as well. But there's also 80 to 100,000 civilians who were forced to labor there who also died. So at 844, 8 being strength, and 44 is the Four of Cups, grounding and integrating, receiving of love, or being bored or apathetic, helping the enemy to be able to be a creator, making the best of your circumstances in the death walk over the 4D bridge, suffering in silence as a POW, and yet finding some happiness even so as a human, allowing the betrayal to fall away. The central energy is the Page of Wands upright with mask on and burning flame, connected to dysfunction, to financial loss, or spenders, or news of a large purchase. The sword of injustice of the Queen of Swords speaking their truth, as or with the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant, offering help to those dissatisfied at home or even though they're stable. Or it could be in a stable as well. Challenged by the Five of Swords reversed, coming clean, the Frog giving up, cleaning up the act, surrender and defenseless to powers that be, to being ganged up on, fighting off suitors or sexual advances and or harassments. Overwork not working, the Queen of Cups reversed with the King of Swords upright and the King of Cups upright, the Emperor receiving an offer of love from the King of Swords of two minds or divided, knowing, neutral, or keeping to themselves, offer of love but not necessarily agreeing with them. So it could be family or someone they've known a long time, that they're not on the same page but still willing, the masculine willing to offer love, but maybe struggling with a relative not agreeing with them, and it may not be able to love them if they, if they believe certain things, that kind of thing. The King of Pentacles upright, the Star, the Healer, the Dreamer at home, with the King of Swords or the King of Swords Aquarius, and King of Cups upright, with the Queen of Cups reversed, not working in surrender. Defenseless to the Knight of Wands, rushing in passionately from both sides. The King of Swords understands the Emperor and the King of Cups. The Emperor could be the King of Pentacles as well. But the Emperor and King of Cups point of views, the King of Swords understands them. The grieving fool coming clean, walking away, settling out to start anew on his own. New studies or kids going their separate ways. And now suffering in silence, or a sister could be involved. The Ace of Wands, new passion. And the Devil pursuing sex, waving hello. Released from prison, holding on. The Fool free to leap with their world upside down. Under the radar without peace. The King of Pentacles, the Hermit reversed. The missing flame, and now doing something about it. Coming out to fulfill their dreams. The King of Cups, over the worst, in bliss and healing. All business relationship is not working, and the Knight of Wands rescue of the King of Cups without the Empress and High Priestess knowing about it. The Knight of Wands rushing in, and that could be the Empress as well, rushing in to wake up the High Priestess, or this is a joint effort that's not working. Lovers, the Knight of Wands upright and the Knight of Cups reversed, not telling, holding back feelings, in a heated exchange, or the Page of Swords upright, leaning on the truth, grieving, and the Devil walking away while their penis is still intact and able to mark his territory. Soon is the Eight of Wands, delays, heated debate, withholding feelings, announcements, and walking someone up to alert the Knight of Wands is coming and on their way. So someone might be running ahead of someone else to make sure they know somebody's on their way to see them in order to rise above. The Page of Cups reversed, rejected, vulnerable, or it could be a spoiled brat as well, with a big ego. At night, howling at 9:09, which is two hermits, going to 9:10, begin again, or vulnerable in awakened at night, planning an approach when opponent is most vulnerable, awakened in the middle of the night, of course, and talking about a third party. He sees himself as the Emperor or reason, grounding and integrating while juggling, performing, acting, or keeping their balls up in the air, grieving the end of a family or the end of an emotional cycle, with the King of Pentacles, to deal with defensive, sealed divine feminine's honor, or the King of Pentacles offering to performer on a lower level, afraid to approach the sealed divine feminine with bodyguards in the upper echelons. The divine feminine with boundaries, disguised to offer love to business persona as personal divine feminine with firm boundaries. So it's saying the divine feminine with boundaries is like intimidating to the masculine because he's worried that she may refuse him, or disguised to offer love to, his own business persona. As the divine feminine has firm boundaries intact, natural barriers that he won't pass through. So he may know he won't pass some of her tests. So keep an open mind, engagement, and calling in your soulmate all came up for the masculine here. Around him, or how he is seen, is the guidance, upright, the Taurus, the marriage, the religion, the establishment, the societal norms, the walking away from the Queen of Wands reversed, and kids, or Leo, or exposure, or the Queen of Wands reversed is hogging all his sun, the spotlight. Holding on to stability of marriage, religion, establishment, leader, or societal norms, and challenged by, or the blocks that he needs to clear have to do with the Two of Swords, knowing and pretending not to know, or pretending at night that the third party doesn't exist, with issues at work, insecurities, no tools and or manipulation, crossing heart and hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, bad influences, social distancing, and third party. Music comes up in communication, as well as follow your dreams. The lobster may be up the mountains, wife swapping or mirroring foolish behavior, with Cancer upright and Aries reversed. Drinking in the nude or reflecting on the water, or lobster ignoring the others, finding their pearl amongst the oyster, or finding a stone to give as a gift, a memento. The indigo reversed with an offering, but afraid to present it, and there's that present as well. The devil feeling guilty and taking a hike up the mountains, falling into getting clean, cleaning up the act, settling out, sharing, and studying, perhaps an opportunity or an invite. Healing in seclusion, holding their tongue to avoid fighting with dependent about financial loss or loss of their single status. Or Virgo reverse lashes out at the devil or Capricorn for cutting them off sexually or starting a fight while healing and powerless to conflict. The heat rising and grieving loss, guilt, and shame with a large burden as Atlas with the weight of the world to hold up. As angels sing and seals are broken, at least 3 anyway. Rock of Gibraltar, one of 2 pillars of Hercules, alias Atlas. The Gibraltar Strait from Spain to the Barbary Coast of Morocco, between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. The Atlas, it was coming up like the Hercules Atlas twins. And this was at 9:44. But they're not sure which mountain is actually the second one. It could be one of 2. There's actually 3 mountains involved here. One is in Ceuta, which is owned by Spain. The other one's Morocco. And then, of course, the Rock of Gibraltar was actually owned by UK, but it's in Spain. So, yeah, and then the number 313 came up again. And My Perfect Match was the movie that was on that night. 313 could be 2 empresses, 2 women controlling women around the magician or the masculine in the middle, the monkey in the middle. And the monkey in the middle came up today when I was dealing with the kids. And so there could be a special triangle there that's in the Strait of Gibraltar, and it reminded me of the Triangulum Minor, or Minus, I forget what it's called exactly. The constellation Triangulum, and then there's a Triangulum Minus. And it looks like the shape of the triangle looks like that one. So the Fool or Starseed reversed, after climbing stairs to the messenger of truth, ascending with hard work, falling and not receiving a big download to their crown, where the worst is over and the reason of the Emperor receiving or giving guidance. Perhaps commitment to the King of Cups and the Page of Wands with mask, inspired and challenged by being humbled in a heated debate or holding back their feelings, knowing the truth but not admitting it, and suffering in silence, or dealing with their sister, maybe their sister knows, insecure indigo, healing powerless, fighting in guilt and burden, resisting, avoiding the crown of the King of Cups and the world upside down. The worst being over of the Page of Wands, suffering in silence, but challenged by a humbling experience. The reason or Emperor not telling, withholding feelings, guidance, and the Hierophant knowing and floating on air, insecure, ungrounded, healing, powerless, dependent, expanding through grief, loss, guilt, shame, and wounding. So the family, business, or community of the Queen of Cups reverse is awake to spreading the word. So that was the first read. And then the read from today, we're going to pull another energy card first as well. All right. Oh, that's interesting. I wrote 313 again at the top of this page. That's significant. And also the kids, because my daughter's home with my son, and they were talking about the start of when, all this stuff started, and they were using the date March 13th, and that's 313. So that may be a significance to 313 as well. All right, so what is the energy now for everyone watching? As we go into the second read, we have, again, rest and rejuvenation, number 19, which is the sun, so spend time in the sun and rest. And then we have 16, which is the tower, perhaps the clock tower, and having patience with time. You have all the time in the world. But again, this is referencing the energy of the graduate who's not happy, like they work so hard to get where they are, and now either they don't know where to go, what direction to go, or they triumphed in whatever they were after, but it didn't give them the happiness they were after. And this also comes up as the Statue of Liberty, with liberty and justice for all, and also sloughing her brown wings like leaves that have died. So that energy is coming up, and then the yin-yang, the need to balance again, 22. So again, the 9-10 is about whenever you expand, you have to keep coming back to center again. Rebalance, rebalance, rebalance. Come back to the present moment. Okay? So here's the Fool taking that leap of faith and learning how to keep themselves balanced. Okay? By rest, patience, taking their time, and keeping their heart open, even when the Tower comes in. The bottom of the deck here is the Angel of Strength, and this is like the 10 of Cups with the Strength card combined. So being strong and emotionally fulfilled. This is a very strong woman here. And this can also reference that Empress-like woman with the attitude on her face. So maybe she really had to fight to get where she is. So she's not really all hugs and kisses with people. She's ready to defend her territory. Okay, so let's get into read number 2. So this is from today, July 16, 2020. The 16 is the Tower, and the day adds up to 27-9. 27 is the Ace of Wands, and we have the Tower. So it's a lot of sudden, passionate energy between the Tower and the Ace of Wands. That definitely can be sexual. A really big new creative start, if not. And 8-8 came up as I was dealing out the clarification cards. So 8-8 is the two, the masculine and the feminine, both balanced and dancing between their masculine and feminine, which then the 2 8s for me then convert and become the infinity symbol on its side. So 17 and 18 were also coming up. 8, 8, 6, 16, and 22. So then the Fool comes up again, times 1, 7, 8. Yeah. So the 6, 7, 8 energies were coming up right here. And we also have the days of today's the 16th, tomorrow's the 17th, and those numbers are coming up in the 18th. So these may be some significant days coming up the next couple of days. And also the hour of orbs, since the clock tower just came up, and the 16 at 9:57. The 88 came up at 9:54, which is the page of swords, the message. And then 57 is the 3 of swords, so the 3-way heartbreak, the hour of orbs, the hour of thoughts and words, the trigger point. So this read was done at 10:10 today to 10:11. And of course, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 11 is Justice, which is truth and balance. The major arcana for this read were the Sun, or solar deity, in the SIRIAN Starseed deck. We had the Lovers, Ascension, and before the read, Ascension's the world. Before the read was the Chariot, and after the read came up the Tower and the Higher Self, which is like the High Priestess. We had 2 Pentacles, 4 Swords, and 2 Wands in the read today, but there were no Cups today. We had the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the King of Swords, and then before the read, the Page of Cups also came up. The code line was all about leadership and karmic completion. And the numbers, let's see, the code line was 10-4, which add up to 14, but it's also, again, 10-4, good buddy. Got your message. Message is clear. We have 9-10, begin again. The 2-42, which can be the High Priestess, and 42 of the 2 of Cups, which came up with that first Empress from the energy deck. We also have 1 of the Magician, 4 of the Emperor, 9-10, 99 of a lot of compassion, 10-10 of that high vibration, 14 of the Temperance card, being patient and balanced, and 49 is the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups. In a lesser sense, 12, the Hangman, 24, the Queen of Wands, 45, the 5 of Cups, and 59, the 5 of Swords also came up. So regarding leadership and karmic completion, which in those words, the L letter was covered, as well as the C of completion. So I'll get into that in a second. But the code line was all about the Lovers and the 4 of Flames, which is the union, and the 10 of the high vibration. I was getting fit, see, aid, or the name Addie could be coming up here. And also Pac-Man was coming up here, or the state of Pennsylvania here. And the seesaw of the Lovers in the change, the Elohim was also coming up. The change, the expansion, the freedom of the Lovers in their high vibration destiny of the moral man who's half etheric, like the Jesus energy, like not human, like the moral man plus half not man, angelic. And then checking the union or the home as they toggle up, or getting themselves into a more positive vibration, dealing with emotional attachments and letting go of them. Fidelity being key. Seeing also Deepak Chopra was coming up here, and the Southeast. That could involve India and Hinduism and things like that coming up here. And then the Phi of the circle with the line drawn outside the lines being the key to seeing the C, or the Southeast, the I am presence, and the after death ESP on the cross of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the combination of their abilities, being able to transcend them above their pain and their human limits. And then the air conditioning of conditioning an air sign, the logical man, and the alternating currents between the masculine and feminine. So the Elohim Lovers, 10-4, get the message loud and clear of the flame, or the flames, perhaps being a little sassy as well. And regarding, like I said, all about leadership and karmic completion. The number 24 came up a couple times today, so that's the Queen of Wands, and also it's one of the end of karma numbers that I get. It was interesting. By accident, TAE typed in when I typed in one of the acronyms from the code line. And so I looked at it, and the urban definition for TAE is a sexy guy with a huge penis who's affectionate and rude all at the same time. And I live in Philadelphia, so that sounds kind of normal for me. But someone with the worst attitude but has your back. And that's the way I would describe the Philadelphians. So its TAE is also a buffer used to separate nucleic acids like DNA and RNA, with a pH of 8.3, which is very alkaline, and EDTA, which sequesters divalent, or diva, who lent cations. Cations are the ones who attract, because there's they're missing an electron. It's like the feminine energy, you know, where there's a hole to fill. And then when I put in TSE, which I was actually trying to put in, 2424 came up as the stock price for that company, Transeo SA, which actually happens to be very close to here in Pennsylvania. It's a synthetic rubber company with latex binders and plastics. And then another meaning for TSE is a transmissible spongiform encephalopathy, the Toronto Stock Exchange, and a baseball league as well. So the L detached from leadership and the C detached from completion, of karmic completion, was coming up. The L was coming up as the Elohim. And again, that always comes up as ELO and him, so the Electric Light Orchestra, as the feminine energy and him as him. But also ELO is coming up as Leo energy now, since ELO, you know, turned around a bit, is Leo. But it's coming up as the cat, as the feminine cat, the feline, the emotional attachments, and the dirship. And we had the dir come up the other day, that acronym, which has to do with, one of the definitions of dir is skin, which is Sophia, kinship, to aid, the aid of our ship. So the karmic C completion, also the name Elsie was coming up, and just it's the karmic energy learning to merge the polarities. So the Lucifer and the Christ energies and the merging in between. And I'm not sure why Elsie came up in reference to that, but it did. But again, it's like the monkey in the middle, learning how to merge the two ends. The karmic seeing the Om in Si Om pletion. The karmic seeing the Om, right, being more meditative and at 0 point, between deplete and complete, the opposite ends of the spectrum. The karmic makes peace and comes back to the middle. So we have some other stuff that came up online was David Guetta and Sia, the Flames lyrics from genius.com. One foot in front of the other, babe. One breath leads to another. Just keep moving. Look within for the strength today. Listen out for the voice to say. Another header that came up was from Alvin Lee, the Bluest Blues, HD 720p, and that was from 9/26/2016. So 2016 came up twice here. This was YouTube, and his actual name was Graham Anthony Barnes, and he was born December 19th, 44, and passed away in just 2013, June 3rd, which is my dad's birthday, actually. Another header that came up was Above the Flames Trilogy, Volume 1, and then it said Fear, ... and that was coming up from Amazon.com, April 7, 2016. Another header was No Fear, Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 1, page 9, from SparkNotes. What's sad is that love is supposed to be blind, but it can still make you do whatever it wants. Another header was In Flames, the end lyrics, from AZ Lyrics. Another header was Flames, and then Ladies as an acronym, L.A.D.I.E.S., and the lyrics from AZ Lyrics. Another header was In Flames, Sleepless Again, A Sense of Purpose, and the date there was May 15th, 2010 from YouTube. And then the last one was an 11-year-old girl, headline, Married to a 40-year-old Man. It was a CNN blog, 8512, engaged to be a cheat, and in interviewing her, because this is in Afghanistan, she was excited to be engaged so that she could become a teacher. Okay, and this was an 11-year-old little girl. So just some of the stuff that's been going on around, that was 2012. So I've been noticing lately too, like sleeping at night or waking up in the morning, I've been starting to feel like a connection just on one side, like somebody would be hugging me, you know, so feeling someone like lean over and put their leg on you or something like that. So I'll just feel the lower half of my body on one side. And then when I looked up Wiktionary, the word of the day was armful. So just the amount the arms can hold. So there's another reference there. And then the foreign word, I'm not even going to try to say it, but it meant to repay, to return, to give back, repel, or to vomit. So dur again came up, I told you, as skin, but it also meant last and obvious stupidity. It also means out, outdoors, outside. And it also is a foreign word that means to give or to hit. It's one of the conjugations. So again, like I said, TAE came up in TSE. TAE is guarantee, wrought iron, forged object, T, excrement, objectionable person, to, TOTOO, toe, to take, feces, and shit. That's TAE. TSE is a Russian letter. It's also a Japanese letter as well that it was coming up. Again, so the Elohim, coming up again, the ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra, and then the HIM, which is also hymn, like a song, a hymn. And so a hymn is literally defined as a song of worship. So we have the ELO, which is Leo, in a different order. The feline cat, the feminine ELO, her being the electric light, the orchestra, and him being the hymn, the song of worship. She, the electric light, and he, the song of worship, or in other words, the serenade. The Pied Piper, the magnetic. So Phi being the key, the need to recenter over and over again, right? So when we draw outside the lines or expand, we have to remind ourselves, we want to expand, but we also want to come back. So Pi is centered, but within the lines. Phi is drawing outside the lines, which then is a call for us to recenter ourselves again. So to recenter over and over again, as the flame expands, grounding and integrating in order to contract or come back again. Get back to where you once belong. So that came up. And then see the aid in ESP overhead. To reach for it. Alternating currents back and forth between your masculine and feminine, the seesaw, the antichristum, the AC, the before Christ, the southeast or the sea, and the sea like the ocean. So the Elohim over Sophia, because the Elohim over Sophia, because Sophia is the one of two, the two as one, the 10-4, the receiving and understanding of the message, the 10-4 of the flame, receiving of the message and that it's understood as expansion and the heat rising and then cooling off, giving it time to rest, just like you would when you're baking. As leadership and karmic completion, take L out of leader equals emotional attachment and stupidity, or attachment to skin, or in other words, thin-skinned, and take the C, or the emotion, or the ocean, out of completion to settle the score, or in other words, to come out even. All right, so that was coming out about the masculine and his dealings with between the feminine and with his karmic partner or partners, whoever's in his life right now. So this read in front of you starts out with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with the Five of Pentacles upright, the Two of Wands reversed, the Chariot reversed, and the Page of Cups upright. And it is 42. Probably around 42 when we started the second read, because we were getting into the pre-read stuff, but so I'd say, yeah, probably around 42 actually. So the Queen of Pentacles reversed, after exile without option, the state of emergency and broken with a message of love, or the Page of Cups, that could be a child as well. The breakdown up or through, a move or trip was canceled. Those without, unable to implement a path right now, due to COVID issues, who are innocent at heart, lovers out in the cold, or puppy love, and the end of family unhappiness or emotional cycle that's just done. The Knight of Cups offering love to break patterns of overwork or not working, or whatever's not working for him or her, starting over in love, holding back an announcement, or poor judgment, or non-judgment, or choked. And the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups are holding their tongues, or holding back an announcement, or the Queen of Cups message of love, and starting over and over and over. After emotional cycle ends of lovers being out in the cold, the Knight of Cups being love to break through bad decisions in order to raise their vibration up to the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups waiting for them, or the Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups have a message to deliver together, but they have to come into the same timeline. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed on level with the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, all working to bring the Knight of Cups up a level. So the King of Pentacles is upright here, but the Queen of Pentacles is reversed next to them. The King of Wands is reversed with issues at work, with the Knight of Wands upright, moving to end the cycle of the Ten of Cups reversed, resting, meditating in 5D, or someone who was laid to rest after moving, or an end of marriage or visit or visitation perhaps, and that can regard children or perhaps extra dimensionals. And that was all at 12:01, which is the Hangman and the Magician. At 12:06, which is the Hangman and the Lovers, the Two of Swords in their knowing, with left antenna out, stuck without peace, with the King of Cups reversed, emotionally detaching from that which doesn't serve. And remember, the left is the feminine. Emotionally unavailable or over-emotional, or someone who drinks. Or perhaps this King of Cups reversed might have a stick up his butt, or perhaps hemorrhoids, or diarrhea, or a headache. Too much of a good thing last night, perhaps. Learning to be more left-minded or right-sided, letting go of being sentimental, letting go of stuff they don't need for peace. The King of Cups reversed is apart from the Queen, the Knight, the Page of Cups, who are all upright. So they're all together, but the King of Cups is reversed and apart. Forgiving and learning, and beneath that was keep an open mind for the masculine. The Chariot's reversed, where bulls no longer chained to Hatari Safari, to colon cleanse or colonoscopy, or medical clinic, or gay sex, or BS. The Ten of Cups reversed, cycle just done, overdone, broken, run over, the Chariot on the warpath, withholding, backstage, the supporting role, but full exposure, the Sun, romance, or scene with the lead male or female. So it's saying you may be the person in the shadows, but you may be getting a good role here. Kissing or first base, but no home run, basket of fruit and touching toes after taken down or being prepared and not quite ready. The Knight of Cups enters the scene from stage right, she left of course, withholding under blue or billowing blue covers for a time in the sun, holding back a new life until the Knight of Cups arrives exposed, or happens, until that arrival happens. Cancer reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Leo upright here. So spiritual career comes up, which is number 78, which is the Ten of Pentacles, that family, business, legacy, or community. And then beneath that was nature, 74, the Six of Pentacles, that perfect balance. The Queen of Swords reversed in the aftermath of a sudden event, drama, epiphany, or perhaps orgasm as well, where the world is upright, it's complete, but not fully known. The Divine Feminine or Pisces hiding their upper body or accentuating their lower body. The worst is over, now the bliss, the end to emotional cycle or family's happy ending. The Hierophant, Taurus, marriage, religion or establishment or patriarchy or societal norms, juggling the rainbow with their eye on the prize or the high vibration, the gold coin. Well, at least half, with death reversed, the never-ending story of the need to use their intuition, or about a secret passion, where the secret is out in a near-death experience, sky jumping, bungee jumping, skyfall, or perhaps athletic fall on their head or neck. Perhaps an Olympian fell, or a spotter was not watching, or first try without a spotter, or a demonstration by the water, or SeaWorld was coming up where there may be an accident where someone falls on their head. Pisces upright, Taurus upright, Scorpio reversed, and Pisces reversed. Or blissful home and marriage complete with trophies, or trophy got broken, or people are throwing their trophies out to focus on family and business or religion. Dark cello or dark cellist, Cirque du Soleil. And a mug got broken in my house right at this time when I wrote this. So secret is out about the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or a fall, a visit, visitation, a move, or the end of a marriage, dumping emotional attachments, and the Knight of Cups offering love. And right as I wrote offering love, my son came out to say good morning this morning, and that was at 12:41 to 42. They went to bed really late last night. 12 is the Hangman, and then 41 and 42 is the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. And then at 12:43 is the spiritual career of letting things go. So in the recent past, the Page of Swords was reversed here. negative talk or no message or news, spying or lying, or a mouthy kid. The Page of Wands is upright, though, inspired to receive love from that Page of Swords reversed, without a message from the world, from the sealed divine feminine in the 5D, or completion, done cycle, full circle, or oval, to infinity and beyond at 0 point. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction, loss of family or money, or a big purchase, in need of help, money, or opportunity, or a child is due, a child that is in need of help, money, or opportunity because of a family's loss of income or profits, injured and left behind, ill, or had to repeat a grade, dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, and or confessing. Or the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands upright received love from 2 other kids who were left behind, perhaps kids who are really suffering right now. The Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. Or inspired to be able to get a message telepathically or by code. So some children may be practicing with each other to send telepathic messages. Or message by code. The foundation here is the Knight of Pentacles upright, the loyal, humble servant offering help or proposal in disconnect or without being face-to-face, in surrender to the third party, social distancing or a negative group or bad influences around the kids, or coming together to love their twin. Central energy is the solar deity, full energy, happiness, exposure. The King of Pentacles on journey to the past in slow motion or during this slowdown. Leo upright, Pisces upright, Libra reversed, Gemini upright, and challenged by the Lovers upright in state of emergency, the warpath, broken, run over to release self from prison in the awakening. Issues at work or third party of the Emperor upright, Hermit reversed, hiding and withholding, playing ball and magnetizing, or magic, or doing coin tricks for kids, or for kicks, or hiding from jealous rage that's over, or never actually happened, but they were afraid it would, the woman scorned, or mother's fury. The Capricorn reversed, Cancer reversed, and Aries upright, Virgo reversed, Scorpio reversed here, or there's a trio of Virgo, Scorpio, and Cancer all reversed here. The Knight of Pentacles, third party at work, offering help to the Emperor over feeling guilty for receiving help, gift, or money from one with less than them, or deemed so anyway. An offer of big love in return from Capricorn reversed to Cancer reversed, to start over or starting over, now that the worst is over, in order to feel the bliss with the Knight of Pentacles. Offering to the Emperor, or while the Emperor's offering to someone else, the devil, the lover. So it's like the Knight of Pentacles offering to the Emperor while the Emperor's offering to his partner, like not back to the person who offered to him. In this dark night, during the death, end, and transformation, or making it over the 4D bridge, to the devil or Capricorn waving, the Emperor lover dumping emotional attachments to the Page of Wands, inspiration or child, or dumping syndrome, or a flea market, yard sale, or child letting go, stuff to sell, or trash. Aries upright and Gemini upright here. Now in the present moment, crowning for the masculine here, is the World upright, complete, traveling, letting go to repair, fix, or mend, needing strength, courage, or with Leo who's out of control, or going through ego death. The King of Swords reversed, out in the cold, on a journey now, or to see the parade, in line to get tickets, or step right up to see the show, feeling like a monkey in a circus, or Cirque du Soleil show. Life is a circus, or Libra weak in exile, destiny, injury, or destitute, injury, illness, getting over loss, regret, guilt, or shame, or the past of living in the shadows, or placing others beneath you, only you being able to save the day. The Hero at 124, which is the Magician and the Queen of Wands. And then the Hero can then go into the Hierophant, 124, victorious, or getting attention for the secret out. Skyfall, Pisces fall, with Scorpio at hand, or at the level of the Hierophant, or Taurus. Getting attention for the secret out, Skyfall, or Pisces fall with Scorpio at the hand of the Taurus or Hierophant, and another Pisces or the world's expectations caused the fall. The Knight of Pentacles exposes the world or travels the world and challenged by the lover, perhaps an earth sign with Cancer reversed or an earth sign with Pisces reversed, and no message or news. The Queen of Cups is upright, Cancer reversed or Pisces upright or Divine Feminine or Scorpio reversed, a losing battle or ends the fight or conflict, coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up the act or home, and walking away. The Knight of Pentacles upright, the Queen of Cups upright, released from energetic prison, from guilt and kids, now fully exposed and empowered and over it. The avoid dance of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the High Priestess, Pisces or Viking Princess, or two women visiting, moving, or ending a marriage, putting it out there to touch, to get attention, testing the merchandise, starting over in love, in awakening with the Knight of Wands, rushing in passionately in slow motion from the bliss state, hunger satisfied, but now insecure, the Emperor in bliss and insecure or without the tools to deal with it. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, no longer school kids, hurting each other, no longer being school kids, no longer hurting each other for pleasure or for kicks, to see how much you could control your lover, the one with the money or power, doing it or doling out to the needy, homeless, or powerless, right? Because they get to be the savior. All depending on you, so you could get and retain that 51% control, not realizing you are dealing with the devil, or in other words, basically selling your soul to the devil. Buying and selling souls. Soon as the Ten of Wands reversed, dumping a load, a burden, responsibility, or confessing, standing up, taking the high ground, in a split, a lie, and a need for clarity, with the Knight of Pentacles backing you up, or you them, confessing to the Queen of Wands, Hierophant, Taurus, or marriage, or suffering in silence, or sister, or up nights about the 5D connection, praying, meditating, of one laid to rest perhaps, unable to implement a new path, or not at this time, or unable to move at this time, insecure without tools needed, or due to manipulations. Taurus upright, Gemini reversed, and Virgo reversed here. Or Queen of Wands, Taurus or Hierophant, and that could be one or two people, crying to manipulate their situation. Again, crying wolf, right, to get someone to do all the work again, or to stall, right, to their advantage, pulling people's heartstrings, that kind of energy. He sees himself as the Nine of Swords upright, which is suffering in silence, stressed out, up nights, not sleeping perhaps. Or Taurus is in his energy. The lover is frustrated, implementing a plan post-war, PTSD, looting, and the aftermath cleanup of the falling on face from grace or lacking faith. And the Empress reversed, the Temperance reversed, the King of Wands reversed, and the Sovereign reversed. Taurus, Sag, and King of Wands all reversed, with dependent or loss of money, status, and independence, or losing their single status, or making a big purchase for child, or making their first big purchase as a single person again. Or lovers, Aries reversed and Taurus reversed, or Sagittarius reversed and King, who is the King of Wands reversed, may be frustrated or out of control fallen angel, powerless to strategy, or sovereign with more spending power than him, or a child or partner who spends more than he can afford or has now put him in debt, or their college is. Trust comes up here very soon, and romantic feelings. A fool for love. So the Empress is coming up here reversed as well in a separate little section here, losing money, and the Queen of Cups upright, walking away from third party or bad influences and or foolish behaviors. So meanwhile, a fool for love, implementing a plan, but group is on top of him, spending more than he has, or expecting him to pay for everyone, or perhaps while traveling together. Around him or how he's seen is the Ace of Swords reversed, in a split, a divide, a lie, or cutting through the BS, pulling the sword out of his own chest, not telling, holding back their true desires, or heated debate or energetic exchange, taken in heartbreak and separation, or a surgical procedure. The King of Swords reversed, unhappy or not satisfied or not getting their wish, withholding the truth about heartbreak and unhappiness. The blocks he needs to clear are the Four of Wands reversed, moving, visiting, visitation, or an end of a marriage, having crossed that bridge. Resting, meditating in the 5D without option or no tools or feeling insecure, or once crossing that bridge, or even offering one at all, allowing them the bridge, extending them the bridge to actually come to the other side. So leadership comes up here in karmic completion, but even more so is love. Justice in closing the distance gap. The King of Swords reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, money, or opportunity, and they certainly can be kids. Insecure Emperor in state of bliss with lover, whittling down their options to the one that inspires. An unnatural death, or having to face the devil at a funeral service, or you're the pallbearer with them, carrying the body together with your abuser. The King of Swords reversed, Scorpio, Capricorn, Gemini reversed, or Virgo reversed, child, or Aries upright, or Gemini upright, emperor. Lots of people crying over the Page of Wands, child, or child inspired by the service or display of emotion. Perhaps they never saw their father cry before. The King of Swords reversed, dissatisfied, sharing or settling out with Aquarius and Cancer, or in front of everyone, or dissatisfied, sharing dreams or nightmares, or doesn't like night work, or for kids to work at night, or kids being in the spotlight with boys howling at them or getting cat calls, or paying out child support, where the worst is over in the aftermath of lightning strikes across the sky, a sudden event, drama, explosion, eruption, fire with higher self. And that can be, again, orgasm as well. Lots of water signs around him. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright. Suffering in silence, or stressed out or up at nights in a split lie or BS, as the Page of Swords reversed may be spying or lying or no message at all. The Sun, kids, exposure, and challenged by lover's confession, a visit, move, end of marriage, the world complete, the whole thing done. The King of Swords reversed, unhappy with self, though the worst of the bleeding out is over. In the aftermath of war, battle, drama, and secret. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, their secret may be out. The Knight of Pentacles energized, as the kids may be happy or fully exposed to the world, completing the cycle, or Pisces challenged by lover or Gemini. Suffering in silence, dumping a load, confessing, lies, split, BS, unstable at home or marriage, with the King of Swords lying, abusive, or has retained a lawyer. Dissatisfaction after bliss of perhaps sexual connection with their higher self, which then in essence references their divine feminine. And that's at 219, which is the High Priestess and the Sun. All right, so that's the read. I'm going to pull you another energy card. And we'll see what comes up now. It's 10250, which is the Magician, the High Priestess, and emotional fulfillment. And coming together. All right, so what is our advice in closing? What is our takeaway for this read here? Take another deep breath. All right, we have two cards again, actually three cards. Blossoming Abundance, number 3 is the Empress. So it's all about nature and appreciating its beauty, and it's taking care of us. We also have the 19, and that references the mother taking care of you as well. We have the 19 of the Sun, so the mother and the sun, but also rest and rejuvenation, getting the sun rays because it sends codes to you, and it's actually nutrition for you, okay? And then we have the 16 again, which is the patience of the clock tower. So these came up before already. We also have the 27 at the bottom of the deck, that Ace of Wands, that passion, that new passion, and walking away in order to start something new, or leaving home to get out and about to start something new, becoming impassioned when you're restricted from something, right? It's easy to become inspired when all of a sudden you're not allowed to do something. Maybe something that you're always allowed to do you took for granted, and now that it's restricted, all of a sudden you're inspired to use it or do it. So this is the walking away. So this could be one person walking away so the other person can get their inspiration, which may have to do with going within while this person goes without. And that can reference the masculine and feminine as well, like doing opposite work, like when one's doing the outward work, the other one's doing the inward work of blossoming abundance and taking their time learning about patience and liberty and justice for all. And that time heals all wounds. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like someone who got away with something, who got what they wanted, and then here's the masculine, meditating to make peace within. And the feminine, of course, impatiently waiting, right, with the tower, the clock tower. Okay, guys. I'll pull one from the KIPPER deck too, why not? So the Lover's card was up here in the read today as the challenge position. And the Sun was upright right in the middle. It's very powerful, actually. We have the World upright as well. All right, so change is reversed. So it's about perhaps pulling back for a minute from all the changes that have happened. And then we have the Gift reversed, and that could be a blessing in disguise, right? So right when you think nothing's happening, that you can't go forward, it actually can end up being a blessing in disguise. And it's about going inward for the masculine here, because this is about being with the community, and it's now time for him to learn about his interior world and removing the mask. So the false person is out, and that could be also someone in the masculine's life, whether it's a child or his partner. And the child was coming up with an ill parent, perhaps. There could be a female whose father is ill. And that can just be ascension symptoms as well. The bottom of the deck is high honor, so it's reversed. So after a message of concern, someone may have fallen from grace. And that might be this is the underlying energy coming into the read. So there you go. There's some kind of fall that definitely happened, because that came up in the read as well. It was just 10701. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and rise and be love, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.